Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. Before we begin, just a special mention that today marks the 15th anniversary of the devastating September 11th terrorist attacks that forever changed America and the world. For many of us, that day is a day we vowed to never forget. Hence, we begin this show this morning making good on that promise by not forgetting. Okay, so on with the show. Today, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer's annual event is right around the corner, and we'll have all the details on that coming up on Channel 7 here, supported the event. Also on the program, increasing awareness around sickle cell disease, and we'll round off the show with the founder of Boston Tweet, a social media phenomenon that has connected hundreds of thousands in Boston and beyond. But up first, the Massachusetts Marijuana Legalization Initiative, also known as Question 4, is on the November 8th ballot in Massachusetts. A yes vote supports this proposal to legalize marijuana, but regulate it similar to alcoholic beverages. A no vote opposes this proposal to legalize recreational marijuana, keeping only medical marijuana legal. Thus far, Governor Charlie Baker, Boston Mayor Marty Walsh, and State Attorney General Maura Healey have all come out against legalizing marijuana, while others, such as former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld, Boston City Councilors Tito Jackson, and City Council President Michelle Wu, have come out in support of a yes on Question 4. In an effort to better inform the public and the voters, a 20-panel person convened through the Massachusetts Citizens Initiative Review pilot project, and the results of their 4-day deliberation on the ballot on that question is out. The statement focuses on the panel's 5 key findings, as well as the strongest reasons to support or oppose Question 4. To tell us more about their findings, we've invited State Representative Jonathan Hecht, who represents the 29th Middlesex District, which includes Watertown and parts of Cambridge. Representative Hecht organized the pilot project, and he joins us this morning. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in, Representative.
Thank you very much, Byron.
Well, first of all, we know what the Question 4 on the ballot is all about. Why and how did the Massachusetts Citizens Initiative Review begin? Why did you take up this issue?
Well, the Citizens Initiative Review is a system that has been used out in Oregon for a number of years now. It's being piloted in several other states. And in Massachusetts, like many other states around the country, increasingly we see these ballot questions coming before voters. It seems like every year we have 3 or 4 of them, and that allows voters to have a direct say in the laws that we make. It also presents some challenges. Some of these ballot questions are very complicated. The one on marijuana legalization that's before the voters this year in Massachusetts actually runs 25 pages long, the text. Voters oftentimes, are pressed for time in their everyday lives to get through that.
What runs 25 pages long?
The marijuana legalization question, the full legal text of the statute that it would create, runs 25 pages in length. So it's very, very complicated. It involves a lot of different issues. Most voters, are busy with their everyday lives. They don't really have the chance to get into all the details of that. And they're getting information from a variety of sources that tend to be, very much either in favor or very much against, and sort of assessing all that information can be difficult.
Now, did your panel come up with an opinion one way or the other, a recommendation on yes or no?
It did not take a final vote. Instead, what it did was it had an opportunity to basically, on behalf of voters just like themselves, and these were 20 people from all over the state of Massachusetts, men, women, older people, younger people, Democrats, Republicans, independents. They really were very reflective of the population as a whole. They took 4 days out of their lives to really dig into this question. They heard from both campaigns, they heard from independent experts, and the result of their work is a 1-page summary, 250 words, that lays out what they think is the most important information for voters to know, and then what they think are the strongest arguments in favor of the question and strongest arguments against.
Well, let's get right to the overall conclusion. What are essentially the strongest arguments on both sides? It sounds like you're trying to lay out information for people to make their own decisions.
Exactly. It's a voter information effort, and it's by citizens, in their own words, and for citizens. And what I would urge people to do is go take a look at the citizen statement. It's just one page long. You can see it on the project website, which is cirmass2016.org. And you will see the sort of key information that the panel thought other voters would want to know.
What are some of the pros and cons that your panel identified? Some of the most important pros and cons that you think we should know about?
I'll quote directly from the statement if I could, because I don't want to use my words. It's really important that this be their words. And again, this is in the statement there on the website. They've pointed some of the arguments they thought were the strongest for supporting question 4 were that legalized and regulated marijuana is safer than black market marijuana because it would be tested and clearly labeled. They said it would create a new industry with new jobs and adding to the economy. Those were arguments in favor. Some of the arguments against was they pointed to the experience in other states, such as in Colorado, where marijuana is legal now, where the black market has continued to thrive. They pointed to the fact that we don't have a definitive method of testing people for impairment if they're driving under the influence of marijuana. There are a number of different questions. I would again urge people to take a look at the statement and take advantage of what their fellow citizens were able to do during this process.
Why do you feel it was important to do this study and for this particular question?
Well, again, I mean, the particular question was chosen by an advisory board that we formed that included some people from the political world, from the world of civic education and voter education. They felt that among the 4 questions that are going to be before the voters this year, this one was one that lent itself well to this process because it is complicated and involves a lot of different issues.
Okay, and just to wrap up here, where can people go to find the actual statement if they really want to delve into this and make up their mind?
Go to the website, cirmass2016.org, and you can see there not only the statement, but also the process that we went through to form the panel, what information they drew on, so people get a full sense of what this Citizens Initiative Review is about.
And again, it's not a super long statement like the 25 pages.
Not at all. It's just one page long. Okay. And one thing that really came away, that I came away with from observing this was that the citizen panelists took their work extremely seriously. They really felt empowered that they were able to take that much time and look into the question, and they felt they had an obligation to their fellow voters to really do their work thoroughly, and I think they did a wonderful job.
Okay, wow. Putting all the pros and cons, I think you guys did a wonderful job, I think, in helping the public understand a very complex and controversial issue. Representative Jonathan Hecht, thanks for coming in, and thanks for all this work that you've done by helping informing voters.
Well, thank you very much, Byron, for having me.
Okay, all right. Well, coming up next, making strides against breast cancer. The annual event is right around the corner, and we'll have all the details right here in just a few. An Urban Update, stay with us. We'll be right back.